Okay, there we go.
Okay, so here we are, September 3rd, 2018. Michelle Norris Penning and Luci Dumas. And we're doing a deep dive into dreams, the mind of Michelle. Uh-oh. Danger, danger. Okay, so I did not have a chance to look at the crazy, beautiful weddings.
Okay.
What is that?
So this girl is an event coordinator, and she puts together from start to finish a crazy, beautiful wedding. From most of the time, it's the reception, it's the invitations, it's the backdrop when you walk in, it's the runners, it's the tables, it's the decorations. She finds the venue. She does, and it's a show, it's a reality show on all these pieces and her team and how they do this and how they put together this wedding. And at the end, they show the wedding, they show the happy couple, and they talk about how awesome it was. But she does all kinds of stuff. Her just creativity, she just lets it go. Like I remember one episode, the people walk into the reception and the backdrop where they get their table, what do you call it, where you go to your table, it was get on your dancing shoes, and she had covered it in shoes from the thrift store. She had spray painted them blue, and she had done silver glitter, and there was silver on the floor, and it sounds really tacky, but it was really cute.
Yeah, no,
And she,
okay.
yes.
So you, like, the question was, you wave a magic wand and you've got the business of your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never said anything about that as your dreams, that's what you're going for, that's what you're booking, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, so my dream would be to have that show, crazy beautiful photo shoots, and do it from start to finish and be that show.
Why are you doing anything else if that's your big goal?
That's why I was learning photography the last year and a half, so I could be really, really good at it, so that I could put together the most creative and awesome photo shoots for people. That would be the photo shoot of their dreams.
But you're not doing weddings.
No, it's not a wedding thing.
It's called Crazy Beautiful Weddings.
Yeah, but it's nothing to do with a wedding. I want crazy beautiful photo shoots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be a wedding, but I want the same style, but I want it to be for photography. Okay. I want them to come to me and say, I want to be a pirate and I want to, I want you to make me a pirate, and I want to hang it in my man cave, and my man cave is all underwater theme pirate. And
got it. I'm going to cut you off now and then.
Okay.
Because I have a time limit.
Got it.
I want to get this concentrated. So, all right. So I'm going to wave this magic wand, and it's a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
Realistic magic wand about what can be accomplished in the next year with concentrated, direct energy, effort, creativity, learning, marketing, sales, all going to create this. Describe where you want to be in a year.
I want to be doing at least one of these shoots, maybe 2 a month, for clients or personal projects. I want to have a following on YouTube so that I'm making YouTube money doing it, and I'm also making money from the clients because I'm putting out this fine art piece for them.
Okay. And what kind of income? Like by next year, you're making this income on a monthly basis that would lead to this income.
Oh, I'd like to gross at least 5,000 or 6,000 a month. If I could gross 10,000 a month, that would be awesome.
Okay, so what net income?
I want to be able to put at least $4,000 in my pocket.
Okay, so that would be, by this time next year, $50,000 income.
Yes.
Wait. But
4 times 12, 48.
I'm sorry, you just threw me off with your numbers.
We could. I said 4,000, so
Okay.
4,000 in my pocket, 4 times 12.
Okay. 4 times 12, so roughly 50,000.
48. Yeah,
So
roughly 50.
$150,000 in sales by this time next year.
Yes.
Okay. And tell me more about, like, really flesh out this. Sorry, I need a pillow on my back. I'm
Okay.
sitting too schlumpy, and that makes my voice go low. And
Well, I thought a lot about it after I saw that question. If you could wave a magic wand and have exactly what you want, what would you have?
yes,
And that's what I would have. I would have a YouTube following. I would have clients that are knocking down my door wanting these creative fine art photo shoots, and I would have a reality show of me making these. And then hopefully photographers wanting to learn how I do it and selling workshops.
okay, all that within 1 year.
No, it doesn't have to be in 1 year. That doesn't have to be in 1 year.
So, but
But
reality.
that's the goal.
And what was the other thing?
To sell workshops on how I do this.
Okay. All right. So you got it just like you want it, where you're doing 1 shoot a month, which means each shoot every month is $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a YouTube following. Well, actually, so some of that money can come from your YouTube following. Maybe you're starting to put together workshops. What would that do for you?
What would the workshops do for me?
What would this dream do for you? If you had it just the way you want it, what would it do for you?
It would replace my hair business so that I wouldn't have to do hair anymore. I could work it around my family. I could incorporate Delaney, my 10-year-old, who wants to do whatever I want to do, who's kind of mini me, to do it with me.
Okay.
And it gives me the freedom to be my creative self and do all my crazy projects that I love to do, but to be a creator and a content creator and be able to get paid to do it.
And what would be the best part of that?
Just to be able to create. I love to create. I don't sit still well. The money is a benefit from it, but I never do anything really for the money in my creativeness.
Sure.
The money just seems to come.
Mm-hmm.
But in our life, I do have to have an income. So it would be a little, partly because of the money, but I usually don't do things just because of the money.
Mm-hmm. So, so is that like you've gotten that clarity, and so all the energy that you have now, you want to pour into this?
Well, that's where I'm torn. I sat down with Brad last night and talked to him about it. I sat down with my best friend today for 2 hours and talked to her about it.
Mm.
And just to get their input, since they're the two that know me the best.
Uh-huh.
And they both said, yes, this is what we see you doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we've seen you over the years work. But what my best friend said is, you work, I brought up the team thing. She said, you work so good with a team. And I said, I'm a content creator.
Yes.
I am somebody who creates ideas, and I need people to manage me. I need to delegate. I did really well in my past businesses when I was allowed to be the creator.
Yep.
And I had somebody that did marketing. I paid somebody to do sales. I
Yeah.
paid somebody to do all these things, and it just let me be creative.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so everybody is holding that vision feels really right for you. So it will allow, the best part of that is you'll get to be you, creative. So why is that the best part?
So Why is it the best part to be creative? Because if I'm not creative, I explode.
And that can get
That's how I don't, it's, that's what I do for fun.
yeah.
And that's what I do to blow off steam or, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just, my brain doesn't stop.
Yes, I understand.
Yes, you do.
Totally understand that. Okay, so what do you think could be slowing you down, standing in your way, or stopping you from having it just the way you want it?
It was time.
Time?
Yeah.
You mean it is time to do it, or time
No,
has?
no, no. I'm trying to think of what I wrote down. Do you have the email that I sent you?
Well, we're starting fresh. This is
Oh, okay.
we're here, we're now, we're imagining this and
Okay.
thinking about
What is slowing me down?
what
Life.
has slowed you down, standing in your way, stopping you from
It,
having this whole dream
life. Like
life.
I'll start doing something, I'll get in that zone, and then somebody needs to go to dance, or somebody calls and needs their hair done, or I have to make dinner, or I have to balance the checkbook, or life just happens. And
Mm.
I'm very good about time management. I have time blocked out every day, but there's just not enough time. And I'm very I can do the marketing, I can do the sales, but I get in that mode and then I lose creative mode. Or I get in creative mode and I can't do marketing mode. I have to be in one or the other. And I
So,
spend
so it's a focus, like a concentrated focus, and then there's life functioning obligations that
yes.
shift your focus.
Yeah, like I'll start working and then something will happen and I have to call SDG&E and I'm on the phone for 45 minutes
Yeah.
and I'm trying to work while I'm on hold, and then they transfer me to another department. This happened
Right.
last week. I'm on hold for 45 minutes again and then they hang up on me.
Yeah.
That
I-
that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I lost an hour and a half and I only had 5 hours.
Right. Yeah. That okay. What else do you think could be slowing you down, standing in your way from, or stopping you from having this dream happen?
Um well, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like
Mm.
I don't have a problem going for it. I don't have a problem there's nothing like, oh, I can't do it, or no, I don't have anything like that. Like, I know I can do it. I know I could make it happen. I just have to I have to write out the plan. I have to put everything in motion, and then I need people that can help me um, achieve the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need the time to be able to work on it.
Okay.
Uninterrupted, focused time.
Okay. Do you think there might be some knowledge, or do you already
Oh,
know
well,
everything you need to know about how to make
no, I definitely,
it?
well, I have to bring in people that have the knowledge on stuff, because I don't want to, like, I didn't want to learn video editing, but I feel like to get this going, I'm going to have to learn how to video edit because I have to do it on my own because I can't afford to hire someone to video edit. So
Right.
that's going to be something that slows me down.
So,
Um,
lack of a team right now.
yes.
What else?
Having to do my other job to make money,
Yeah. So there's that time.
the time again.
All right. And
Yeah.
what else? Is there any inner stuff? Any
No.
any any confusion? Any
Um, No, like I don't know, like as far as like trying to be very open with myself, like I think that if I had somebody that came along that wanted to like I am, how could I say this? I am the product.
right.
And if somebody came along and said, "Oh my gosh, I found this awesome product, I need to sell this," like I would bring on a business partner to market me.
Okay.
But I don't have any inner things like that's stopping me, like I'm not good enough, or I'm afraid I'll fail, or no one's going to watch it, or what if I can't do it? I don't know. I don't have anything like that.
Good. Um, so, so marketing uh, yourself, I guess that comes into the know-how.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Think of
I'm
up until
not quite sure how I would market it at the beginning. I would just have to do the social media and use the platform that I have right now.
Mhm,
I'm not quite sure how I would market fine art photography.
mhm,
I don't, yeah, I'm not sure how I would find the people. I know by making the show and showing what I can do, then people would go, oh, wow, I want her.
mhm,
That's who I want to take my picture.
mhm.
But it's going to take some time on a social media platform getting what I do out there for people to find me.
Sure. Okay.
Is that
So,
what you're talking about?
um, yeah, like the how the heck do you? This is inventing something new, kind of.
Yes.
So how the heck to do it? Uh,
Yes.
Having the time, the focus, not having the team yet. Uh, some money challenges.
Yes.
Um, So, what impact is this? Are these challenges having on your business?
It, it's not coming together because of all the working pieces are not working together. So, yeah,
Yeah,
all the challenges are frustrating me.
yeah,
And because I I did not have, like, I still am shooting every genre to make money, and
mhm,
it sets me back from my goal of doing what I really want to do.
yeah. So, up until this point, what's been slowing you down? It, I'm just throwing this out to you. You can say yes or no.
Okay.
Is kind of the lack of a clear vision and direction,
Yes.
and that you've been in the building stage and going to all kinds of workshops and different things,
Yes.
getting experience and getting uh, that whole like possibly setting things up to be a franchise type thing, but
Yeah.
also having all these other inner things. So
Yeah, I thought that I have to fit into this mold and I either have to be a glamour photographer or a kid photographer or, and I don't really fit into any of those molds. I like all of them,
yeah,
but that, yeah, it's holding me back because I'll go and shoot that and I've taken this year as education. So I
hmm,
guess I haven't really been held back because I have been growing and learning and finding my way. But yes, I haven't taken this year to build my business whatsoever in in the money making part of it. I've told people I'm going to photo college. I'm putting myself through photography school with workshops and YouTube school. That's what this year has been.
yeah. So in a way, it's slowing you down, but in a way, it's like working out for a marathon
Yes.
that you're in training,
Yes.
and now possibly thanks to some of our conversations, it's helped you get more clarity.
Yeah.
And,
It's funny because I had after West Coast school, a couple people sat me down and said, have you thought about this? What I'm telling you about now? And I said, yeah, I feel like that's exactly what I need to do. Then Brad and I went on a 3-week trip in our RV and we talked about it the whole time. And I came up with this plan
mhm,
of this is what I want to do.
mhm,
It wasn't necessarily the show. I didn't think of the show idea until I saw the wedding show a couple of weeks ago,
mhm.
but it was basically do this fine art and show people what I do and sell me and then get people to come to workshops to want to learn how I pull this all together and create this styling for fine art.
Mhm.
So Brad and I kind of decided that, but then when I got home, life kicked back in and I needed to make money. And so then I start second guessing myself and thinking, no, maybe I should just go back to the magazine style glamour stuff because I know how to market that and I know how to make money with that and use that to make money. But then I think, no, that's not really what I want to do.
Yeah.
So then when talking to you is when I thought, okay, yeah, I got to go back to this, what I really want to do.
Yeah. Because it's like trying to get to Cleveland and you jump on a no, trying to get to Hawaii and you get on a plane to Cleveland.
Yes, exactly.
Well, yeah, you'll be on vacation or you'll be out of town, but now it might be a little harder to get to Hawaii because you've got the momentum going for Cleveland. So
Yes.
you have to like convince the pilot.
Yeah, I'm having to really convince the pilot lately.
Yes. So impact, well, yeah. So the impact is so far that it's not coming together.
Yes.
What impact is it having in other parts of your life?
Um,
Health, relationships, uh, home.
well, stresses me out. And so, you know, I have multiple sclerosis. Did I tell you that?
You mentioned that.
Yeah, I have MS. So I have to be very careful that I don't stress myself out because I start to feel it in my body.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it stresses me out because I know what I want to do and I can't get on the track. And then Brad and I have had some discussions about it, and
I like the way you said that. Some discussions.
discussions. Uh-huh. Um, and he's been very, very supportive of all the stuff I do.
Mhm.
And he sees that the final thing could make a lot of money and will make a lot of money.
Mhm.
But in the interim, he he's never built a business, and he feels like I need to I need to have something in the meantime that makes money while I'm getting there. So
Right.
that's been the frustration for me, because you can't do both. It's very hard to do both.
Yeah.
And
It's,
I'm
it's
spinning
hard.
my wheels because I do these side things to make money to make him
Right.
happy, and it's not getting me to the end goal.
Yeah. And it's hard enough that you're working in hair.
Yes.
And then, yeah, to be, I mean, yeah, there's some ways that we could think up some quick money activities that
Mm-hmm.
would not be a big distraction from the big picture.
Okay.
Um, but um, and there's ways to help you um, be able to have a little more time in your life and more life in your time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's life strategies that can free up some more time, and there's some money strategies uh, potential. Um, you know, some quickie stuff, but yeah, keeping that focus on the direction that you ultimately want to go, plan to
Yes.
go, need to go. Um, yeah, it's yeah, I get it. So then,
Okay.
so other impact in your life. So it does stress you out, which can affect your health. Uh, some of the confusion with you and your husband in conversations that are not always fun. Anything else?
Um, well, my fun time, I don't like lately, the last year, everything is photography. And to me, photography is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've had to learn, like, if I tell Brad, I'm going out on Friday night, I'm going out and we're going to do a photo shoot at the beach and then go to dinner, he assumes that I should come home with money.
Mm.
And for me, I'm doing a personal project and I'm meeting my friends. So it's instead of a girls' night out. Now, if I had said to him, "Hey, I'm meeting the girls for drinks and we're going to go hang out," he would say, "Oh, cool. Have fun. You deserve it. You worked hard all week." But
Mm.
because I say I'm going to a photo shoot and then we're going to go to dinner, he'll say, "Well, you're taking time away from the family."
Mm.
Well, I'm going to have fun, but that's
Yeah,
photography. You should be making money.
yeah.
So that stresses me out.
Maybe learning how to say,
Yeah, I've had to learn how to say,
going out with the girls. We're
I'm
gonna.
going out. Yes. And then I got a lecture from my mom because I was laughing and I said, yeah, I had to tell Brad this. And she's like, you're lying to your husband. That is deceitful. That is wrong. And I'm like, oh, brother, give me a break. I said, I just had to say it a different way. He knows what I'm doing. I'm not cheating on him or doing anything deceitful. It's
No,
just that he can't, he's black and white. And if I say I'm doing photography to him, that should bring home money. To him, that's not fun.
right. Yeah. So if you put it that I'm going to go hang out with some gals, we're going to have dinner, we might do a few photography little fun things, and you make really light of that. Um, yeah, that's not lying. That's just
No.
where you put the effort. So
Yes.
how long have these challenges been going on?
It's been like this for the last year that I've been learning because I have not had a lot of income, and I've had more income in years past from photography. And this year I have not because I've put a lot of money out for education and
Mm-hmm.
kind of figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
And entering competitions this year isn't cheap either.
Right, right.
And joining PPA and PPC and PPSDC and WPPI. And I mean, I've gone to some amazing classes this year that I had to pay some big money for.
Yeah, yeah. So you brought in some money, but
A little bit. Yeah. I think it was like, what, 5,000? I added it up, 5,600 and something dollars.
yeah, but
And
it's been spent.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the worst part of the challenges?
Um, I'm a very I want it now person, and I've made things happen quickly, and this hasn't happened quickly for me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's frustrating to me
Why do you think it hasn't happened quickly?
because I haven't had I'm all over the place. And I'm not marketing myself correctly.
Mm-hmm. So the combination of, because you're kind of in school, not kind of,
Yes.
you are in
And
school,
I feel like, oh, I start to market and things start to happen and then I can't do them. I can't follow through because I don't have the time.
right? And um, so again, it sounds like it comes back to that lack of focus and that clarity of purpose, and maybe to, because what I get is that you're learning from a lot of great random sources,
Right.
but you haven't had um, that opportunity to walk through with someone in a structured, like
Well, I haven't had the opportunity, but I haven't really tried either because I wasn't there yet.
mhm,
I didn't want to sell somebody this package or me or whatever because I just felt like it wasn't perfect yet.
yeah.
And that's, I guess that one is the only inner thing with me. I guess that could be an inner thing
Mhm.
is I have really high expectations of myself. And if it doesn't come out exactly like I envision it, then it's horrible and I hate it. And I
Yeah.
can't imagine why anybody would want to buy it. But then people fall over and go, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And I'm like, really? That okay. And then they really like what I do. But I don't feel like it's good enough. So I didn't feel like these people that I respect and want to want to emulate, I haven't felt like I'm not good enough yet. So I haven't jumped off the diving board yet.
Yeah, that's an inner thing,
Yeah.
that self, um, I guess I'd call it an insecurity, because there are people who in no way is their work merit worthy. They've never won a merit. They do not care.
Uh-huh.
It's sellable. I could sit down and I could tell you many things about work that they're selling for big money and say, this is where the composition falls apart, or this or this or this. But they like what they do, their clients like what they do.
Right.
The end. Whereas you and, I do too, have this level of expectation that things should be already like hanging in the Louvre maybe before you sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That's exactly it. So it's not that, I guess it is an insecurity to a point, because it's funny because I'm not insecure about myself.
No.
But I'm insecure that I'm not, it's not good enough to sell for, well, I don't know though. I mean, I've sold stuff. I'm like, they liked it. It's good enough for, if they want to spend $2,000 on it, cool. But I have wanted more for myself, I guess. I have personal goals that even if the client likes it, it's all about what they like and what they would buy. But I just wanted to be the absolute best before I jumped off.
So that sort of perfectionism that comes from, I think, comes from an insecurity about if it's not perfect, it's not good enough. I'm just throwing this out.
Yeah. Or if it's like, I've had to learn.
Or that you can't charge a lot for it if you don't think it's the best you could possibly make.
No, because I do charge a lot for it. And I go, because I think about my time is worth it. I guess that's where my block is. I feel like my time is worth a lot of money, but not necessarily when I put it out. It's not, there's other people that are better than me, kind of a thing. But then I've had this change of my mindset lately, and I've had to be like, done is better than perfect. And that is a Sue Bryce thing that she helped me with, because I've actually moved a lot more forward better. I wouldn't say quicker, because I will write an email to somebody. I will look at it and go, oh my gosh, the indent is bad. And I will rewrite an email 3 times before I send it.
Yeah, that's criticism or perfectionism. So.
It's perfectionism, because it just looks bad and I can't send that off. Yeah. Or it's it's OCD maybe. Like I can't go to bed if there's dishes in the sink or if the house isn't picked up and clean. Like my house has to be, everything is in its place.
Wow.
Everything is, but I try not to put that on my kids, because that's my thing. So if they mess it up, they have to clean it up.
So that Colby, did I ever tell you about the Colby test?
Oh yeah, I have it written right here.
Okay. So I would guess from what you've said that you're high in these 2 areas, that people who are high in that area, she calls them the entrepreneurs.
Oh, really?
Because they're the sort of, anyway, just interesting, because that is so your nature, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so the worst part is that it is not happening quick enough because you're all over the place. And so that's the worst part, is that you want it already happened.
Yes.
And whereas it takes time, and actually the journey is like, if boom, you just stepped into something, you turn a corner, you met the right person, and it was all done, the journey, you'd miss all of that part and go, oh wait, that would have been the fun part.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it sometimes, but okay. So let's take a little breath. And imagine you're turning all these challenges around and you're flowing freely towards your goal. What would that do for you?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, if things started falling into place and things happened in a timely manner, and I had time to finish stuff, and yeah, I would be very happy with that.
And why?
Why would I be happy?
Mm-hmm.
I like to see things completed. I like to see the finished product.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing too with me, if it doesn't happen fast enough, I throw it away.
Mm.
I get bored, and like I've had craft. I'm not patient as far as I'm not somebody who could. I watch Kirsty Mitchell has been filing and sanding tree burl roots for the last 6 months because she's making props. I would have done that for about 6 hours and been like, okay, this isn't happening. I'm throwing these in the trash. I'm trying something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to see when my ideas come together, and I'm I will work on something, or I'll work on an image for a really long time if it has different pieces to the puzzle that I'm working on. But if I'm having to do the same thing over and over and it's just taking too long, it's not fun for me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so having things flowing towards your goals, you would be happy. You would feel a sense of that.
Like accomplishment. I like when things are happening and things fall into place, I feel accomplished and I feel like I can keep going. If things don't happen right away and they sit there, I get frustrated and I just want to go try something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I get scattered, and that's how I not stay focused.
So, what would be the best part?
Accomplishing,
Yeah.
finishing things,
And why would that be the best part?
because then I can move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a shark. You move or die.
Yeah.
So, what have you found most valuable about our time together so far?
You made me think about things that I wouldn't normally think about. Um, Made me kind of really break it down what I really want, um, and kind of really digging deep into my creativity to see, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and yeah, how am I going to shape those into something successful?
Mm-hmm. I like that. So, you know that I have a program to help you get the results that your heart is seeking. Do you want to hear how that
Yeah.
works?
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so when I do the one-on-one coaching, we are working in 5 different areas. It's a transformational process. So it's beyond, hey, tell me exactly what to do. I'm going to plug it in and then I'll be successful. It's a much deeper journey. So yeah. Uh,
Okay.
so it's like a lifetime investment rather than, I don't know, I'm talking too much on that, but
Okay.
yeah.
I get it.
Anyway, there's lots of levels that people shift.
Okay.
So the first area is we clarify your direction. So we've already been working on that in our multiple conversations and really dialed it down today, which I think is awesome that you've come kind of full circle. It sounds like back to what you really had in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so we keep that, and there may be some directions and some add-ons in the picture that help you in the short run to accomplish your goals in the long run. So yeah, clarify direction. So
Okay.
number 2, we would strategize your actions. And, between things that you can think up, I can think up, research, letting the photo gods reveal to you. Honestly, I do pray to them, and they have been my friend so many times, the photo gods. Anyway, so we strategize your actions starting now. We'd probably come up with some things that could get you some short range income. Think about ways to buy yourself some extra time to focus on what you really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of flesh out your big dream. That sort of would be the start. But the actions, it kind of unfolds. It's like a kaleidoscope. Like, okay, so now this is where we go next. Does that sound like would be helpful?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about either of the first two?
No, not yet.
Okay. So number 3, we upgrade your skills. So whatever I can do to help you learn to sell, market, if there's any photography or Photoshop, that comes up, we work on that.
Okay.
We optimize your environment. So,
Is that number 4?
yep.
Okay.
So that can be your actual, how you meet with clients, where you meet with clients, how the whole thing is set up, what you wear, your branding, if there's a need to get that, we've talked about that fun little journey. So some of the branding work isn't about the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
It's about something deeper than that. But then there's also, anyway, clarity in that, workflow, life flow, everything that goes into all that.
Okay.
Questions about any of that? So like any
I
skills?
don't think so. Well,
yeah.
I'll have to think about it.
Okay. And as I said, I think one of the ways that you could optimize your environment would be to have a one-on-one coach, because that's the fastest way to get where you want.
Okay.
And it shortcuts so much.
Okay.
And then 5 is mastering your psychology. So any, sometimes working on that perfectionism, which, where that comes from, and, whatever should come up. That's like an inner game, some of the focusing issues, things like that. We work on that as needed as well.
Okay.
So any questions about all of that?
Not yet. I have to think about it. I'm not a quick, like, where I go, oh yeah. I will simmer and then think.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's on all kinds of levels. So there's the inner life challenges, and then there's the physical actions, selling, marketing, strategies, keeping that, I was trying to, how you always come up with really good ways to say things when you're about to go to sleep, and you're like, yeah, I'll remember to share that with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because it was so clear, yeah, I should say that. What I would see a lot of the work we'd be doing together is really helping you listen to yourself and be very self-referencing.
Okay.
Because you've given yourself a lot of opportunity to step into the other people's worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, that's perfect. For Michelle Norris Pennings, she's her own guru, I think. And
Yeah.
so helping you listen to you is a big part of what we would do together. Is we keep coming back to what does your instinct tell you? What does your heart tell you? Because I just think you have that manifester self. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
So where when you picture something and you get clear, first that you get clear about it, and then you kind of put it out there, this is where I'm going, you have this natural ability to have things unfold in front of you.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And effortlessly. And I'm like really my first long-term coach said I was her best manifester.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if I needed a pair of sunglasses when I was on vacation and I'm hard to fit and certain things look really ugly, and I just decided I was going to find it easily, and on the way up the road on Mount Hood, in the middle of the road where there was a little pull off was a pair of glasses that was perfect for me.
Oh, wow. Yeah. When does that ever happen?
Yeah, well, it happens to me all the time. And I think you and I in relationship, it will happen to you more and more and more.
Okay.
I think that is a natural place that you already live. Does that make sense? Does that sound cuckoo?
No, that doesn't sound cuckoo. No, sounds good.
Yeah, good.
No, but yeah, hold on a second, Lucy. Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. My dinner will be ready at 6:30. Awesome.
Okay, perfect. When I need to go to the gym, so ideal.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that with you is that I see that with the more clear your dreams are, things will just appear. The right people will show up.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're this natural magnet, things
Okay.
will come pretty easily to you in ways that it might not for other people.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah, I like that. I like what your tea leaves are saying.
good?
Yeah.
Because you already said you're an influencer and people are drawn to you. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
So helping you put out the bat signal, you know what that means?
Yeah.
Batman shines the bat signal in the
And they
sky.
all show up. They all
Yeah,
come.
yeah,
Batman's coming.
that's right.
Yeah.
Michelle is saying, hey, do. This is what I'm creating. And people are like, okay, yeah, I'm on board. Let me do that. Here, oh, I know somebody. What
Yeah.
about this? I'm going to bring that. Boop, boop, boop. Yep.
And they want to help.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
That's
do.
what I'm talking
They
about.
show up to help. It's great.
The manifester.
It's fun. I've really met some neat people because of that.
Yeah. Cool. So,
Okay.
want to hear about the program and the cost
Yes.
and stuff
Yes.
and such?
Please.
Okay. So, with the one-on-one coaching, I have a 12-month and a 6-month program.
Okay.
The 12-month is 2 sessions a month. Except the first month we do 1 a week so that we get a quick start
Okay.
on, get the plan going, get our creative brains going, get some things fleshed out.
Okay.
It also includes a 3-hour intensive. So whatever you'd want to work on, we could get together. And this is with the 1 year.
Okay.
And you have access to me on instant message, on emails. If you have like a dire emergency, you can say, I got to talk to you right now. And
Okay.
best of my ability, I can set aside a little bit.
Okay.
Things like the questions, email and such. If it's a whole big takes a coaching call, I'll be like, well, this is too much for just, Facebook.
Okay.
And that is normally $7,500.
Okay.
if we can say it's a go, let's do it, then it's 55.
Okay.
Or if you wanted to do monthly, you could do 550 a month.
Okay.
The 6 month is the same structure. So it's 14 sessions. The first 4 are in the first month. And then we do a month after that. And you have access to me with Facebook messaging and emails. And let's see, there is not an intensive included in that. The
Okay.
other bonus that I'm not offering this to everybody, but it would be awesome to have you included in this, is you could be included in the 6-month sales training program.
Oh, okay. The one that's starting in October.
Yeah, with the 1 year.
Okay.
So that's a really good extra bonus. The 6-month is normally 4,500, but we could do 3,500 or 600 a month.
Okay.
What do you think would be the better fit?
Oh boy. Okay. I want to ask you some questions first about that. How many people are you coaching, or have you coached, and how long have you been doing this?
I think 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Time goes so fast. I've always coached people.
Yeah, but not in a, yeah, this is the structured coaching.
And I probably coached 40, 50 people.
Okay.
I keep a cap on which is why I started the group. I limit how many active coaching clients I do to about 10.
Okay.
And so I have just a couple spots left right now because a few people are jumping off.
Mm-hmm.
Not jumping off, their time is up.
Gotcha.
Our package of that.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so out of those, for the last 3 or 4 years, the 40 or 50 people that you've done, and I know this isn't a reflection necessarily of you. It's a matter of what did they do the work or not.
Mm-hmm.
But how many of those people were successful, and how many people weren't, and why do you think?
So it's a tough, very tough question.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I discovered, which is why I no longer do a 3-month, is that the 3-month people, like they benefited, and some of them I see regularly locally, so I know they're still using the tools.
Okay.
So they're successful in their own way. The big transformation, 3 months is pretty difficult.
Okay.
A few people in 3 months have been, I'm trying to think about who, have had some big, big changes because they were ready to go and they needed, they're more the practical, they needed to learn how to sell, and they already had marketing going and, different things like that.
Okay.
I'm still pondering answer to your question.
Okay.
People that do the 6-month, like I find that it's just so different because some people everybody starts at such a different place.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my clients, and I think she posted in the group, Rachel, she was at 5.5. She wasn't feeling the big shift. Well, she's a very introverted person, and we had to negotiate and, okay, I got to figure out how to share without sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then once we got to certain places with her, certain understandings, certain things in place, now it's just popping. And I know and she said that she's done more in 6 months. She said it would have taken her 5 years to get where she was in 6 months. And
Okay.
so the second 6 months is where the big payoff is starting to happen.
Okay.
Some people, like, I don't know, am I answering your question?
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't keep a chart and say
Okay.
this one is successful, this one is not.
So, okay, I want to know more about the ones that weren't successful. Do you
Why?
think it's because they didn't
They weren't,
listen?
they weren't ready.
They weren't ready.
Or
Why do you think they weren't ready?
well, this is hard. Change is hard. Growth is hard. Work is
Yeah.
hard. Maybe they were too busy. Um, some people are slower to change than others.
Okay.
The ones that have been the most quickly successful are the ones who have the quick start personality,
Mm-hmm.
like yours, like you and I, because they'll take risks. They're not as afraid as others to make change.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I'm trying to think of. So tell me what your fear or your concern is, or the foundation of that question.
No, Brad and Vicky and I were just talking, and they said, "Well, you need to ask her these questions."
Okay.
And because both of them said, they're like, "You're not ready."
Mm,
They said, "You're not ready yet to benefit from what Lucy can do." They
mm,
said, "Now that you have clarity," Brad said, he said I have to work on him. He's like, "Nope, absolutely not. You do not, we're not doing that. You're not doing that." Which I have a hard time with him because he's never built a business.
mm,
He doesn't know how businesses run. He didn't see me build my or my candle business or my hair business. And Vicky said, um, she said, "You are close." But she brought up the fact that if I started doing something like this now, she said, with me, October and November are my busiest months with candle sales and hair. And she said, "I don't see you do like jumping off until you have all that behind you. Otherwise, you're going to get distracted and not get to focus."
mm-hmm.
And that worried me.
So what do you think about that?
Um, I think, and I'm being really honest, I think that you and I are a really good fit, and I think that this would work for me, and I think this is exactly what I need. But I think that Vicky is right that if I try to do this in September, October, November, like everything dies down December 1st for me,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm going to feel even more stress because I'm going to feel like, um, oh shoot, I have to meet with Lucy. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's just one more thing to add to my plate that it might stress me out.
Mm.
And I
So,
know that's not the answer you want to hear right now.
oh no, I want to hear what your
But because
and
I
hesitations.
yeah, and because I do feel like it would be beneficial, and I think I could work on him to talk to him to be like, okay, I have a time frame for this. I need to clear my plate. I have goals. I need to get my house ready and then finish my year of education. And
Isn't this a part of your year of education?
is this a part of my year of education?
Yeah.
Um,
To me, this would be a huge part of your year of education.
okay. Because I feel like, well,
So it's like if someone's trying to be a math whiz,
mm-hmm,
they don't just sit in class. They hire a tutor
right.
so that like you're going to move much faster. You're going to go less down rabbit trails that don't go to anywhere.
Okay.
We're going to figure out ways to actually keep you focused and simplify your life.
Okay.
So it actually buys you time. Also, I am open to if it feels like we need, let's say, we need to, like if we booked the month, the 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
which I think because you're wanting to invent a whole new thing,
Yeah.
when somebody's already rock and rolling, they just need to figure out how to get more clients and sell better. And
Right.
they've got a lot already active. 6 months can change everything. One of the gals that I worked with, that every time I think about it, I want to cry. She's been working on this for 10 years and making a living, but not very much.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that's the main breadwinner in the family. And I asked her what benefit we got. And she was working 60 hours a week. So, she did not really have the time to work with me, technically, right?
Right.
And she said she's now working half as much, earning twice as much. And that I've completely changed her life, our work together, not just me.
Right.
And she said her kid and her husband are always shocked when it's a weekend. And she says, hey, why don't we go to the park tomorrow? And they are like, you don't have to work? So, yeah. And now she's pregnant because she has time to have a second baby.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, but she was already, so the 6 month really worked for her because she was ready for somebody to believe in her and help her learn how to work smarter and not harder and streamline what she did. For you, because you have a big, strong dream,
Mm-hmm.
the 12 months I think would be perfect. But if it took 14 months, because we needed to be a little flexible on some of the things, I got no issue with that.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, that helps.
Yeah.
Um,
Because
okay.
one thing I think is right now we have some clarity, momentum. We've had some amazing conversations. It's brought you to a point of clarity, would you not say, because of our conversations?
Yes. Yes, it has definitely brought some clarity. Because I had very similar conversations with Brad, but and I was very clear, and then I got convoluted again.
Right.
And then when you came along, it cleared it up again.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's some of the things that it's like what I do when I work with somebody is like I'm holding the crystal ball where I can see the future. And I keep that in my mind's eye and I partner with you with your vision
mm-hmm.
so that there is this stronger pull for it to happen.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, that does.
So waiting means that you don't have that professional partner that also has all these other ways to help you.
Right.
And so to me, it potentially would slow you down quite a bit.
Okay.
Um,
No, and I get what you're saying. I totally understand.
mm-hmm.
But I honestly can't do any of this without running it by Brad.
Mhm.
Normally I would just make all my business decisions without him,
Mhm.
but I can't because of my marriage.
Sure.
I definitely have to respect him on that level for something like this because it is a big investment.
Mhm.
I completely 100% know that it would pay off. So I just have to work my magic a little bit. Um, I need to pray about it. I need to think about it.
Mhm.
Um, and I need to think like, yes, I need to be able to um, put in. I need to put in the work, and I need to make sure that I can put in the work.
Mhm. So that,
So,
so if money were not an issue, would you be all in?
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I know you are worth every penny,
Thank you.
and I value what you do 100%. And I already know you've invested so much in me already, and I really really appreciate that. I totally know the value of it. And
Yeah.
if money wasn't an issue or my husband wasn't an issue, I would say yes right now.
Okay.
But that is something I really got to talk to him about because at this point, it would be like Aaron Bonilla and putting it on a credit card because I don't have the money for it.
Yeah, I actually find that people who it's a stretch, they're more successful more quickly.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Because,
I get it. But
because but I think some of the reason is because like I live in a certain amount of woo woo ness, you know,
yeah.
and when you step out of your comfort zone, there is some force that says, this girl's serious. And so we're going to go for it and show up in a bigger way because she has.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I find that people frequently get that investment back quickly,
Mm-hmm.
that with what I think is money or income that would not have come to them. And not
Okay.
and not just because of the coaching, but because of the financial commitment.
Right. And I completely agree. And my other hang up, the other thing that's stopping me, is I just got the bill from the guy that did my website, and he originally quoted me $1,600, and I was fine with that. But I built part of it myself, and then I came to him, and he said, "You know what? You built so much. We're going to do it $40 an hour." So we went, and he sent me a bill for 600, like halfway through, and I'm like, "Okay, good." And we kept working. We kept working, and I said, "Okay, I need to know where we're at." And he goes, "Well, I've got a lot of hours in here. You've added extra pages. We've made lots of changes. I've worked a ton." I said, "Okay, send me the bill." The bill was $2,200. And I freaked out because I mean, I believe him that he put that much money into it, but I had no
That
idea
did.
it was at that price. So I put $2,700 or $2,800 now into the website, which I hadn't budgeted for.
Yeah, I
And
actually would be personally telling him that I'm not paying that much.
well, we talked about it, and I mean, the guy, I believe he put all those hours in, and we
Right.
talked.
He quoted you 1,600 and said if it's hourly, it's better for you.
Yeah, but I ended up adding 7 more pages than he originally quoted. So it's my fault. It's
Yeah.
not his fault.
So the thing is that is holding you back is that you've made a big financial decision recently.
Yeah. And I had to I have my candle sale coming up, and I normally buy 2 boxes of wax to do the sale, and the company got sold. Long story short, instead of paying $50 for wax, I had to pay 1,000. I had to buy 500 pounds, and I had to spend $1,000 on wax. So I have that $2,200 and the $1,000 that I was not expecting.
Yeah.
And I upgraded my camera, and I've flipped cameras on Craigslist in days before. And I just spent $1,800 on a new camera, and I haven't been able to flip my old one, and it's sitting here.
Mm.
So I have $1,700 wrapped up into that I haven't been able to flip.
Yeah.
But that is my issue. If I could flip that camera and I had the money to pay the website and the wax, then I would be like, yeah, sure, let's do it. But
So
because of that,
I'm just, all that we need to get you signed up is the 550,
okay,
not the 5,500.
right.
And so if we did it on that month to month, and then when you've got, the money from the next 2-3 months of sales,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to pay more off on that and get, so that the savings part would come into play by paying in full,
Mm-hmm.
then of course you could do that. But if that comfort zone, it's just $550 a month, $550 a month, it is easier
Right.
than the whole big chunk.
Okay.
That's what I would do at this point.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I can't commit at this time because I got to talk to him. I have to run it by him. Otherwise, and I know how the sale goes. You don't want to you don't want to let him go without closing the deal. But I have to talk to him because
well,
as of right now, I have to say no. And if I hadn't talked to him, but if I do talk to him and we can go over all this, I'll go over some of the recording
mhm.
and see what he says.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, actually, a lot of people that have booked me who are not single um, need to talk it over with somebody, and so we could set up a little time to chat,
Yes.
and I would hold, I would honor that pricing.
Oh, thank you. Well, and I know you're worth it. Oh, I know you could help me. I'm not doubting that at all. But I got to feel good about it. I can't be sick to my stomach and think, "Oh my gosh, what did I do?" Now I got to try to stress to make up this.
Right.
So,
That's not it's that, like, okay, my brain just did 5 things at once.
uh-oh. Cuz we don't carry debt and I don't carry a balance on my credit card ever. And if I don't have the money for it, I don't pay for it. I don't buy it.
Yes.
So,
Here's what I did when I made a big investment in coaching. Because I don't carry debt either. I put a down payment, and they agreed to hold my spot and my special pricing for that.
mhm.
And then I applied for a no interest credit card, and I put it on that, and then I paid that off with 0 interest.
Yeah.
And then I closed that account as soon as that was done. No. So anyway, that's what I did because I don't like paying interest.
Right. I don't like paying interest either. But you still got to pay 3% on something like that too.
No. 0 interest means 0 interest.
No, I've had those before, and they
No.
charge you 2%.
No.
All the deals I have do.
I paid 0.
Oh,
There's no 0 means 0. 2% would be interest.
well, 2%. It's a 2% transaction fee
No.
for the loan.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, my credit card just sent me 3 of them, and I looked at them. One was 2%, one was 3%.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
eating.
Because we've had to do that before when we bought our fence, and yeah, it's a 0% loan for
It's not a loan.
18 or a 0% credit card or whatever for 18 months, and it sits on there. And if you don't pay your bill, it goes back up to 18% or 15 or whatever the deal is. And
Right.
you have like the 18 months to pay it off with no interest, but the transaction fee is either 2 or 3 or sometimes 4%.
Per transaction?
No, for the whole thing. So say you put $7,000, it would be 2% of $7,000
Yeah.
in one shot.
So there's balance transfer. where there's a 4 or 5% fee to transfer.
Oh, well, anytime I got a zero interest loan, that's what it's had a fee,
Okay, well,
but I
yeah,
don't know. I'm sure there might be ones out there that don't.
yeah. The Chase Freedom, 15 months, zero interest.
Yeah, the Chase Freedom has a 3% transaction. I think it's 3% transaction fee.
Okay, well, I did not have that experience because
Okay.
I only paid exactly the amount I charged and not.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, anyway, that
Hmm.
was my solution because,
Okay.
and what happened is then another opportunity came up that was going to extend this program. And so I charged that too. And I could have taken it out of savings, but I wanted to earn it back, which
Oh,
so, I didn't want to, it felt really good to have this kind of motivation to get going because I
right.
knew that I wanted to get this paid off within the 18 months. And so I paid it off much faster. But
I hear you.
yeah. So let's see. There was something else I was going to say about that. Yeah. So, but remembering it's just the 550 a month.
Okay.
And we could, like, currently I have 2 people that are senior photographers,
Uh-huh.
and we're not starting their program until October.
Okay.
But we got some, like, they've had some challenges and some focus and some things that they can do in the meantime, uh, so that they're going to be super ready for our coaching.
Okay.
So,
So that's a possibility if I wanted to start in October or November. I didn't want to start right away.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Or we let's say we could do 2 calls, and
Mm-hmm.
so that we get some good clarity and maybe have some plans in place for what you're going to have ready for when we start,
Okay.
some ideas for some quick money,
Okay.
um, and then we just start rock and rolling in November.
Okay.
How does that sound?
That could work. Yes. Let me talk to him. The other thing he had asked me is, tell me more about your business. Because I know you told me you've done families and kids and you did weddings and all this stuff. When did you always do in-person sales, and what is I mean, I'm sure this is what you're going to go over with the coaching, but just kind of briefly brief me on, are you going to go over how you do your IPS and what you do? I know you talked about that in this a little bit,
So
how to
about
meet your
my
clients, where to meet your clients and all that stuff.
photography or
But
coaching?
tell me a little bit more about your business and, um, over the years. He's
Okay.
like, well, what have her sales been like?
Yeah.
He's a realist. He's like,
Sure.
he
Well,
wants, so I can go to him and say, listen, this is what she's done.
yes.
This is her business. This is what she can do for me.
Yes. And so I was thinking about some of the superstars that you and I talked about, and many of them have never had a full-time business.
Right.
I've been full-time for 36 years.
Okay.
I've not, except for one brief shining moment, I've never had a husband that paid the bills. Shining moment is I married a guy that had a good job at Solar Turbine down.
Oh yeah.
And so we had regular income, extra income while we were together. But so this is, I've been, this has been my business. I have a nice home in South Park. I don't have debt. I travel a lot. I have savings. I've saved for retirement. Um, I've had easily 100 to 200,000 coming in. I've got my own, like, I believe if there had been coaches
Mm-hmm.
and I had hired a coach, I could have easily created, a $500,000 plus studio.
Mm-hmm.
But also I didn't want to have a storefront and have to do all the work that it takes. Like creating teams is
Mm-hmm.
something that I like. I have my own places where I know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
but we all have those things that we get in a comfort zone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I know how. Like I've been to 36 years of classes and workshops and West Coast School and PPA and PPSDC and online and Creative Live, and I have this big brain.
Yeah. You've done it all.
And it's full of lots of information, and I haven't done everything, but I'm a natural entrepreneur
Mm-hmm.
and marketer, and when I turn my attention to something, it's successful.
Okay.
And I started with weddings. I did weddings for 10 years, and I was one of the top 3 photographers in San Diego, both reputation and price, cost, investment. And then I switched to kids and quickly became one of the top children's photographers before all the moms started having babies and photographing them and starting businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And then the competition. But then I moved to family portraits. So, for him to know the details, my average sale is
Mm-hmm.
$3,000 to $8,000.
Okay.
My average client gets 3 to 7 large portraits. Half of them get a book.
Gets 3 to how many?
3 to
Average client
7,
gets
7 or 8.
3 to 7 large portraits. Okay.
When I only sell 3, I feel really sad
Okay.
because of my system of selling. It just hooks them in, and usually money is the only barrier to
Okay.
having. I've sold 20 to one client,
Oh, wow.
15 to one client. If he knows golfers,
Uh-huh.
Bill Mickelson's family photographer for 8 years,
Okay, I know them.
and probably they spent 30,000 each year. So 30 times 8 is what? What is 30 times 8? 8, 3, 8 and 8 is 16. Okay, so I've probably gotten $250,000 in sales from the Mickelson family over an 8-year period.
Oh,
I
wow. That's
built
cool.
that up. I've got boxes of their negatives. Um, what else? Is this helpful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Because he's going to say, I know him. He's going to say, well, who is she that she can coach you? I can coach you. I'll just coach you. That's what he'll say. I'll go, uh-huh.
I have mentored people. So my personality is such that if I learn something, I want to share it.
Okay.
I've always been that person. The reason my business is called Insight is that I'm very intuitive and I can dig. I mean, you have seen me do it
Yeah.
to get to the essence of either challenges or ideas. I'm an idea person. Like I get up at 2 a.m. with an idea for one of my clients that,
Uh-huh.
Aaron Bonilla, it was like one of those head slapping things. Aaron, here's what you need to do. Do those trade shows, do those art shows, have a drawing, have everybody win and book appointments. So,
Mm-hmm.
that she did not have that idea. That was me. I'd had that idea planted in my brain about 10 years ago. I think I told you.
Mm-hmm.
But So that's who I am. That's my nature, is that I'm intuitively smart.
Okay.
And I have made this full-time living. If you could know how many people I've met in PPSDC over the last 36 years,
Oh, yeah.
a few of them are still in business, that alone would convince him if he had the list of
That you have
all
longevity.
36 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've ridden through several recessions, like 4 big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the digital revolution took down 2/3 of my professional colleagues,
Right.
like excellent photographers with good businesses, but they didn't know how to shift. And so I was like, okay, what do I need to do? Because I don't want to get another job. I don't want to get a job. So
Right.
yeah, so
That's amazing right there. That's so cool.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's the amazing part to you.
I think that's because longevity and being able to have a sustainable business through all those things shows that you are what's the word? Not flexible, not
Adaptable.
adaptable. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a relentless is my middle name. So when I'm on something, I'm going to make it happen. And so when I'm coaching somebody, it's like it's my business.
Right.
So I'm,
Now, what was your reason to go? Do you still photograph? And what was your reason to do more coaching? And are you doing more coaching than photographing?
okay. So yes, I am now doing more coaching than photographing. So this is where maybe it was 4 years ago. I was at a workshop with somebody that she's a coach, and it was on setting goals and then action steps to get started. And at the time, and we were still kind of pulling out of the recession-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was 5 years. I had this dream of, I'm going to create a team and I'm going to go bigger. And because once I get a client through the door, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm going to get more things in place and, just get those endless leads just flowing in where the phone is always ringing, kind of like what Aaron has now. But I couldn't get that fire under my feet for it. Like the intention in my head
Mm-hmm.
was there. And so everybody else, was like almost the end of the workshop. And it was a time she said, okay, we're going to have a half an hour and I want you to write down the steps. What are you going to do when you get this tomorrow, next week, a month from now, blah, blah, blah. So I just walked outside. It was at Dana Point at this office complex. And I was watching the seagulls fly because I just wasn't on fire for that. And so she came up, how are you doing? And I said, I don't know why, but I'm just not on fire for that. And she said, well, what else is calling you? And I started to cry. And I said, I know I'm supposed to be teaching. I know I'm supposed to be mentoring or coaching or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know if I can afford to take the time. And, I just don't know how I'd make it happen. I've always done it. I just have not officially ever charged for it. But my heart knew They needed to be doing that. And she's, you know, and I'm like trying to talk and I got tears going down my eyes. And she said, well, first of all, yes, there is good money in it.
Mm-hmm.
Second, because you are so passionate about helping people, when you start charging, you will help people more. Because when they're paying you, they're going to go do the work.
Yes.
Which I've so found is true.
Yeah, that is true.
One of my friends that I've been a friend-tor for 10 years, she finally, about 6 months ago, said, I'm hiring you. And instantly, her business got better, even though I've been telling her the same stuff for 10 years. But because we spent time in a concentrated way, getting a plan and holding her accountable and stuff, and she paid for me with one sale that came to her because we updated her website.
Mm.
So one is, yes, money. Two is people will learn more when they pay you.
Yes.
And so your dream will come true. Like, even if I was so rich I didn't need the money, I would still charge so that people had that commitment and did the work. And she said, three, your heart will not be happy if you don't do this. So
Mm.
she said, so what's your first step? And I said, okay, well, my first step is just to say, yes, I'm going to do this. Universe, do you hear me? Yes. So within a month, 3 people out of the blue asked me if I did coaching.
Hmm.
So I took that as a clear sign,
Manifestation.
God saying, yes, yes, and yes. This is what you're supposed to be doing. So then it just started popping and growing, and I still struggled with wanting to put energy into growing the portrait business more or the coaching. And then there was a day where I said, okay, I'm going to put all of the marketing into coaching. I'm going to learn to be a better coach. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to let the portrait business take care of itself. And because I stay in touch with my clients, I've had good steady work without as much effort,
Mm-hmm.
To the portrait business. But I just know that what I'm supposed to be doing right now is helping other people.
Very cool.
Question?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. I got some ammo now.
Good.
Yeah.
Because some of these superstars, maybe they had a successful business for 5 years before they decided to be a teacher instead of
Well, it's really funny, as I don't think the only person who I've been to their workshop and they're really working their business, I believe, is Joel Grimes.
yes.
Joel really, he sat us all down and really, and I had some good heart to hearts with him because his wife Amy and I are now good friends. I got to go to dinner and had some alone time with them, and I actually saw them again last September at Portrait Masters and spent 2 nights with just them again. And he was the one that he's like, it's not been easy. He's like, I didn't make a ton of money. And his whole marketing and everything he really shares. Everybody else, so Vicky Pappas, she had told me that she really doesn't have a steady workflow and a steady income, but when she does, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not making a ton of money. I went to her because I wanted to see how she styles and how she shoots. And
Right.
most of these people, I didn't go to them because of their business model.
Right.
Eric Caparis, definitely not his business model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even Joel he's a commercial photographer.
Yes, he is.
So he couldn't help somebody. Now, there's a point where I think you might find that being a commercial photographer might really fit you.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I'm just looking at Joel. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's tough. It's been really tough for him. It's been feast or famine.
Right.
And he hasn't really had a steady income until he started teaching
Right.
and doing workshops. And it's funny because when I talked to him 2.5 years ago about it, Sue Bryce was just starting she had In Bed with Sue, and she didn't have Sue Bryce education. And I said, why don't you have something like this? And he goes, I'm not ready. I have to put out content once a week, and it's going to be too much. It's not what I want to do. He goes, I just want to make videos and I'll sell them and I'll do workshops. Well, about 2 months ago, Amy contacted me and said, we're gonna launch Joel Grimes Academy. I'm like, oh, you're finally doing it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's the only one that really has a good business model.
Yeah.
But everybody else I went to just to learn their techniques and their workflow and to learn the technical stuff, not the business stuff.
Right. And I have a much better track record than Sue on success of my people that I work with.
Right.
It's way more than 3%.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. She's marketing to the masses.
It doesn't matter to me, because if it really worked as well as it looks like it should,
Yeah. Well,
at least there'd be a higher for if it was as, I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to
well,
get it.
I guess with one-on-one, there definitely is I would be accountable to you. Like
Yeah.
what the story you just told me about Erin Bonet doing a raffle or whatever, having people sign up for the thing and then making everybody a winner.
Yeah.
That's Sue had a whole workshop on that, and how she's workshops on doing stuff like that. But have I done any of it? No.
Right.
So and I don't have her calling me twice a month saying, okay, what have you done and how are you doing this and what else can we come up with?
And sending me the questionnaire, because there's a way that we worked out her application or entry, so that she asks 3 really awesome questions that helps pre-qualify people.
Right.
So some people are not winners.
To weed out the people that aren't the winners. Yes.
Yeah. And how to set the booth up, and
Right.
and helping her pick the pictures for the booth, and as challenges come up, the conversation about, well, this didn't work, what do we do now? And then now also working through how, so you have the info on getting it set up, but those ins and outs of how to turn it into money.
Right.
And that's, so here's another little part for your ammunition. Selling is my superpower.
Okay. And that's, my mom is a salesman.
Yeah.
And I'm not. And I honestly, selling stuff used to make me physically ill.
So the other thing is, teaching people how to sell is my other superpower.
Okay. And I've learned slowly over the years how to sell and to turn it into that whole, I'm not selling them something, I'm giving them a gift. I'm gifting them their talent. And I've had to learn that I'm not selling them, that,
Right.
That whole mind shift. I've had a shift, but I do have a major issue with selling.
Okay. So that goes in your what's been slowing you down.
Yes. Marketing, I can market. I can talk to people. I can schmooze you all day long. Yep. And the one thing I did learn from Sue is you give them the price and you shut up. And that's when I've had the most success, is by doing that, because the more I tried to talk, then I literally would talk them out of it.
Right. So I can even help you sell your candles better. Or,
Yeah. But see, that's the thing too. Like, I mean, I just want to have enough money that I can hire somebody to sell, because I hate that part.
Sure. But when you hire them, like Erin does have someone doing her sales. I'm not sure if that's exclusive or she still does, but I just did a training session with her salesperson.
Okay.
So because her dreams are to have multiple locations.
Okay.
So she has to know how to train others to sell. And what's so awesome is, as I went through the program with her, she's like, what you just said is my script exactly. It's like, good, Erin
Oh, wow. That's cool.
wrote it all down. So these things that have been working for her, like, did you see the picture of the room full of framed art that was $24,000 worth of framed art?
No. Is that on Facebook?
Yeah, on somewhere, IPS Mastermind, I don't know, somewhere on Facebook. She had a picture and she said, this is $24,000 worth of art. So I said, how many clients was this? And she said, 7
Oh, okay.
in a
Now,
week.
now she's talking about somebody else now that's coaching her too. What is up with that guy?
So Erin, and I love that, is she learns, she's a learner.
Uh-huh.
So this guy is the guy that either started or was president of Life Touch,
Oh, okay.
because she wants to know how to have a big enterprise.
Oh, okay.
But still, I'm the one she hired to coach her sales team last
Gotcha.
year, because this shit works. Pardon me.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. So that is, so also so on a practical level, I
Mm-hmm.
would help you be an awesome salesperson and know how to train people
Okay.
to do that for you. And you would have access to the, what's starting in October. That's the other advantage of starting now, girl,
Mm-hmm.
is you wouldn't get that later.
Okay.
So
Oh,
it's,
because the October thing is the sales training that's starting.
yes.
Okay.
So if we, like, I want to put it on the calendar, but if we say yes now or within 48 hours,
Okay.
then you get to be in on those calls,
Okay.
ask questions, send questions if you aren't available during the calls, and then I address them during the workshop,
Mm-hmm.
and you get the recordings.
Oh, okay.
So then you're hiring a salesperson. Well, she needs to listen to those recordings.
Okay.
So it's a tool. You can be like, yeah, here's for working with me. Here's 12 recordings. Listen to 4 a week for the next month or whatever. Listen to them within the next month. So that alone is worth the cost of admission.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. So that's a biggie.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing, because I totally hear and understand your best friend and your husband seeing, like, right now in the short run, maybe not ideal.
Okay.
But what I would help you do is figure out what you need to do to get ready,
Okay.
so that
Because I have to do another chemo treatment in October too.
mm,
And that's going to put me out for about 2.5 weeks.
mm, I know.
So that's the other thing that I start thinking about.
Yeah. When
And
does that?
I don't have a date yet. I got to call the girl tomorrow to book the date. I do chemo every 6 months. And I go in and I sit for, well, it was supposed to be a 6-hour infusion, but I have a reaction to it. So they have to go really slow. So it takes me 8 hours. And then afterwards, I'm kind of sick for about 4 or 5 days. And then the last time I was around people and I got, because my immune system, it kills your white blood cell count, like it's only a one cocktail. People who have cancer get like a cocktail of 5 different chemo drugs, and mine's only one, but I was around people and I ended up so sick. So I have to kind of be, I can't do hair and I can't be around people for about 2 weeks.
So it's actually kind of good timing,
Oh
because
yeah.
you would have a week where you're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
that we could get some plans about things to listen to, things to study,
Okay.
and that kind of thing, so that is when you're feeling better but still laying low. Like I had, you probably don't know about my brain surgery,
No.
but 4 years ago, they actually found it in 2010, but I had a benign tumor in my sinus.
Oh.
And we tried to get it out less invasively in 2010, and it grew back because they didn't get it all. And so they had to take my face down and go in through my skull and get this thing out.
Oh, wow.
And so I know about in recovery, but at the same time, it gave me time to watch Creative Live stuff. And, while I was healing, I was also learning.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I get that. And
So are you okay now?
yes, that sucker is gone.
Okay, good.
And my surgeon happened to have been a $2 million a year photographer and videographer in New York. And he was filming Doctors Without Borders facial surgeries, kids with facial deformities,
Yeah.
and realized he wanted to do something more valuable. So he quit the commercial world and became a surgeon.
Oh, wow. That's
So,
crazy.
so I was his favorite patient.
I bet. Wow, you usually hear the opposite. You hear the doctor that quit to be a photographer.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
he was amazing. So the first MRI, the first follow-up, when I came in, I was like, what did it look like? And he said, it's perfect. It looks like I just retouched out the tumor. And who else would know to say that?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
What other?
I don't know. I think I have some good ammunition and some good things to think about, and yeah, I can come back with an answer in 48 hours.
Okay. So basically, if you put down the $550 a month,
Mm-hmm.
the $550, then we could talk about when you want to schedule some things, when we might want to consider starting it up. You would be able to be a part of the group, which that is like $200 a month
Mm-hmm.
normally. So it actually brings us down to $350.
Okay, wait, say that one more time. I'm processing.
So the value of the group is like $1,200.
Okay, so that's going to be the sales group that's starting in October.
Yes.
Okay.
So you would get the benefit of that, including, there's practice sessions. You could practice with others on the side. You'll have the recordings. Even if you were having your chemo and not able to be on the call, you could send a question and I would address that.
Uh-huh.
And it also will really help us because then it's kind of a review.
Okay.
Doing all of that in your coaching calls.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the reason to book it now.
Okay.
And I know I could actually help you sell more candles.
Okay.
If you just hired me to help you with your candle business, I could help you make a buttload of money.
Okay. I like buttloads.
Yeah.
No, it reminds me of there's a lady in the 90s called the Lemonade Lady. Had you ever heard of her?
Uh-uh.
We hired her to come talk to our sales girls. And I still have her videos on VHS. But she's like, have a, oh boy, she got these girls all on fire because it was a direct marketing company. They were going out and trying to book candle parties and get people to come and sell them the candles. So she had little things like she had little packets of Country Time lemonade with her business card on them, and she'd be at the store and she'd pass out one of those because she said it made her memorable. But
Yeah.
I was just thinking about all the stuff the lemonade lady. My mom and I always refer back to the lemonade lady.
That's funny.
Yeah,
So,
she had good things to say.
yeah. So, and that's one of the ideas that I have for you for some quick money.
Okay.
The lady stuff is kind of a multi-level marketing approach,
Okay.
but I can't tell you about that because I'm not
No,
a coach right now.
I know.
But
Okay.
definitely do a thing and get enough. You probably be able to pay back. You do 2 of them, you'd pay back your year of coaching.
Okay.
Because there's a way to do that, and especially the contemporary glamour is ideal for that kind of thing. So,
Right.
any
Okay. And then the other thing too, I would you be able to help me if I did want to set up some sort of business where, because I have Danelle also. Danelle has no money. She has no money for coaching. The girl borrowed money from her mom for her camera. She
who you're talking
works. I don't know if you've met my friend Danelle. She's got really blonde hair. She joined PPSDC, but she hasn't been able to come to many events.
about? Okay.
And
So what
she's my personal assistant on Thursdays. I've hired her to come in and work with me on 8 hours every Thursday.
nice.
But she's trying to build her business too. And I said, let me get built first and then I will bring you with me. But
Mm-hmm.
she's like, can't you just hire me to do, whatever? So whenever I go and do events, I'll hire her and pay her like $20 an hour to
Mm-hmm.
go be a shooter or whatever.
Yeah.
So and my brother keeps telling me, you need to create this business, but you need to finally have something where you can have other people working for you. So that's why my goal is to have a team so that maybe I can work less and have them do more of the work.
Yeah. Well, that's a big part of when I said that I can help you find more time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big part of it, and
Okay.
figuring out what to have them do.
Okay.
One of the things that Erin, if she weren't so open to all this, I would not share
Right.
about this. But at first, she was hiring people to do some things that she is really best at. So keeping doing the thing that. So there's this cake cringe pyramid that we put together to
Uh-huh.
help you figure out what to have others do and what to do yourself. How to create that team. I have a lot of resources, girl,
Okay.
and I don't know. I have a handful of friends who are dabbling in coaching that
Mm-hmm.
are full-time photographers and have been around a long time. But I don't know anybody who is doing it as much as I am.
Okay.
Also has had a full-time career for a long time.
Well, and you've had some success with your mentees, it sounds like.
Yeah. Even, I mean, one of the ones I considered successful realized he did not want to quit his good job.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That his fantasy of photography, it was about making money, not passion for photography.
Hmm.
And so our sessions were really valuable.
Because he came to that conclusion, huh?
He sorted out his dreams and realized he loved his job more than photography, but he didn't know that. So,
Huh.
and
Well, that's interesting too.
Yeah. So, and I've, yeah, but
And do you have access to social media people?
um, I, meaning like virtual assistants and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
Um,
people that can do your Facebook for you and your Instagram for you and all that kind of stuff?
I have a person that does mine, and
Okay.
she's awesome. She's in London, England, somewhere in England.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the kinds of things that, yes, I don't have. Anyway, that
Okay, we can
I
have
can
access. We could find those people.
figure out what you need.
Okay.
Uh, they can tell you what, like I hired somebody first and I thought she was gonna, oh, the sky might get pretty. I thought she was going to just be able to tell me what I needed. And I realized she was like a worker bee, but she didn't really have the knowledge that I wanted
Mm-hmm.
about how to be what to do on social media. My gal now, Carrie, she's really good. So yeah, any other of those questions?
No, not that I can think of.
So where are you at this point?
Oh, I really want to do this. I really think that it would be very helpful.
Yes.
Um, I just have to figure out if I'm gonna, if he does say no, if I'm gonna ask forgiveness, not permission,
Mhm.
or yeah, I do need some time. I can't commit right this minute, but I'm extremely excited, and I really think this could work. I think it will work,
I do too.
and I think you and I are a good match.
Totally.
Because honestly, I've got someone else that's been wanting to coach me, and I love this person to death, but I'm not so sure that it's a good fit,
Mhm.
and she doesn't have the longevity and the track record.
Mhm.
And the other one is a girl who is more, oh boy, she's knocking down my door. It's the one that said she wasn't excited about marketing another photographer, but she wants to see me be an influencer. And she has been real cute girl, and she's a millennial, and she's just been like, she just wants me. It's pretty funny,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like it's a good fit.
Yeah.
So, and I do feel like you and I are a good fit.
Yeah. I feel like you'd be my next Erin Bonilla, honestly.
Yeah,
In
and I think I
your own-
definitely would be.
yeah.
Um,
Your own adorable way.
well, you're so sweet. Yeah, and I keep thinking I could do these creative photo shoots for dogs too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't have to have a child or
Yeah.
a fantasy that they want to do. If they want, they got an idea for their dog, bring it on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
So so you're in enough that you potentially would just do it anyway, even if he said no.
yeah, maybe. It depends how our talk goes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
But I do have to crunch the numbers tonight, and I got to look and see what I have on the books to be able to pay off all the other financial, because I'm a hustler. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I got to pay off the website. I got to pay off the wax. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a
Well,
hustler. I can get it. I can hustle, but I can only hustle to a point.
even if we just needed to do half to hold it and half 2 weeks later, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
If, when you're looking at all that.
Okay.
So can you talk, gosh, I gotta run.
Okay. Me too.
Wednesday morning for just briefly?
I'm doing hair
Tomorrow night?
tomorrow night. Yeah, I can't talk for too long. I got to drop Brad off at the airport. I'm probably available. At what time do you get home from the gym?
Oh, I'm just going tonight.
Oh, okay, you're not going tomorrow.
No.
I don't have anybody to put my kids to bed or be with them because he's gone. So if I do talk tomorrow, it will be a quick one.
Mhm.
What time are you thinking? Either that or what, Wednesday night? Do you have it? Are you available Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Is that your gym night?
Nope. Well, if it is, I can go after.
Or I can call you after the gym. I
No,
just won't be able to talk for 2 hours because I got.
no, we're not doing that.
Okay. I know we have fun and we
Yes, we do.
talk about all kinds of things, but
Can we do 5:30?
let's see. Wednesday, I have Lori, Baton. Yeah, I should be able to do that.
Okay.
I'll pencil you in.
Okay. So now if it turns out, when it turns out, that he says, I trust you. I trust you. You know what's best for you. Go for it. Let me know right away, and then we'll just be taking care of the details and setting up appointment and all that stuff. Okay.
Okay.
If you have
Okay.
questions, you can ask me. Please do me a favor, not talk to Monique about any money stuff,
Okay. No problem.
because I'm not sure what's the best fit for her.
No, that's your thing. I wouldn't do any of that. That's on you to do your thing with her for sure.
And the other thing about why I'm anxious to have you sign up now is my business is growing to the point where I keep raising my prices.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what they'll be in November.
Okay.
And there might be a waiting list.
Right.
I'm not just, so if I get you locked in, then we can, this next 3 months, we can kind of negotiate the waters with that and then be ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
Okay. And I didn't say that as a little sales technique.
Okay.
But seriously.
But you're a good sales girl anyway. I'll give you that.
Yeah, well, that's my superpower. But if it's like, November 15th and you say I'm all in and I'm all like, great, it's $20,000 now. You'd be like, wait, what?
What? Well, you're like, I told you so.
I told you so. Okay, darling.
All right. Thank you. How do I turn this off? Do I just click the
You just
the thing?
I'm going to shut the computer and it's going to turn